Art start now. We're gonna make it just creative, put it down. Art start now. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. Start now.
We're back, y'all. It's been a minute, but you know what it is. Art start now on LADZ City. We're here with the Nifty Castle crew, Lola Menthol and Woah Boy. Over here, over there. And of course, the bus driver, our caboose.
Get out of here, man. I live in this bus up here, guys.
Yo, it's so good to be back here. We took a little hiatus. You know, there was Bitcoin Miami. There was the COVID, the Rona. We
the
heard
sunburn. Yeah. Dude, my people were not meant to be in the sun for extended periods of time. I got roasted. Call it Boston Market because I got a dark roast over here. And I spent the last week just like recovering from COVID and the sunburn. But I'm back, you know? And another, like, I think every time I get with you guys, I have a moment of just like, it's great to be alive. It's great to have a full functioning body, you know? Seize every moment. And it's good to see you guys again. I miss you, family.
And he's still fun. He's still fun.
Love it. Yep. So
I
much
lost,
to be
I
grateful
lost
for.
10 years of my life in Miami.
Yeah, I mean, what would we do without you and your body, your glorious pale body?
Hey, my eyes are up here, big guy. Come on.
But all right, we got a fun episode here today, and we're so glad to be back doing this show with y'all. We got some cool content, but you know, we have to address so much has changed, so much has happened since the last episode of Art Start Now. I mean, we've had the Moonbirds, we've had Other Side dropping, we just had the Azuki Beans reveal, y'all, just before the show. But what you might not have heard of, the biggest headline of them all. That's right. Our very own Lola Menthol got the first ever WitchyGF tattoo. So we're going to kick off this episode before we dive into some other NFT news with an awesome video that Lola created getting the first ever WitchyGF tattoo. We love it. Hopefully y'all will too. Check it out.
What's up, you guys? I'm Lola Menthol. We're at Autumn Shop, the Painted Lady, LA, Black woman-owned shop. I'm here getting my second NFT tattoo. We're gonna go get it done. It's locked. But you can ring the doorbell and get on in. Get on in there. So we got our friend Gifdead out here lurking around. Hello. Here's my first one. Gift was also present for. You guys remember? Last year, was it? Marked my body permanently.
Consent is key,
Consent
ladies
is
and
key.
gentlemen.
Yes.
Consent is everything.
Exactly. It's April 15th, 2022. This is the NFT tattoo project that I dropped in January. If you guys can believe that, January of 2022. And it got scooped by the homies at Nifty Castle.
We watched it for like a week, and then we were like, all right, nobody's gotten it. We're gonna pick it up. We gotta support the fam. We gotta support Lola, everything she's doing. And also, you know, it's cool because she's part of the WitchyGF team, so it feels like a natural fit. You know, we get the first WitchyGF ink on our very own.
You know what I'm saying?
Witchy Lola.
And that's how dedicated and committed I am to this project. This is how much I believe in it. So right here, yeah, I think we're gonna do that. Super excited. And thanks for joining us on the journey. If you've been following us up until now, it's been quite a ride.
We just getting started.
We just
getting started, y'all.
And we're just
Don't get it twisted.
And this is how we're just getting started.
Yeah, we're
going
gonna
all the
cover.
way. Let's fucking go.
Check back in like 3 years from now. There's gonna be NFTs everywhere. We gotta do the next space tag.
Oh, you know, when we make a milli,
Yeah.
we'll circle back. We'll circle back at our first milli. Okay, I have to think about this.
Just gotta focus.
I gotta focus. Focus off. Oh, cool.
You like it?
Yeah.
Because that tattoo with the flat. Be facing the corner like you did something naughty. It's that girl.
I'm very excited. excited about this. We're happy that it is this. And that Nifty Castle scooped that NFT, and like I said, I don't think I'm gonna do that again. So this was like truly a one-of-one NFT situation, and you're here for it, we're all here for it on the journey. And continuing the conversation, what are the limits and boundaries with the NFTs? How far should we go? How far can we take it?
That shit is kind of cool though. I like it. Because art is about pushing boundaries, right?
Yeah, and like...
There's energy all around us.
Exactly. We are really just balls of energy. Ooh, that actually looks fucking sick.
Let's see. A little black.
How are you feeling
feeling?
about this? Yeah.
It's your body. You put up the NFT. I'm just like trying to support. Like, I just posted. I was like, you know, we see this as like a new form of collaboration that's enabled by NFTs. It's like, you know, how many people you know are like, hey, I'm gonna throw up a fucking NFT, and if you buy this, you get to help me decide what I put on my body. It's like, that's a badass fucking move.
I was telling her that too. I had never heard of that before. That's actually kind of smart. Because then it combines different art forms together. You know what I mean? I feel like NFT is like its own brand new kind of branch.
It is.
You
It
know?
is. It's technology. It's a new medium. It's all kinds of things.
It really
but it
is.
also, it definitely enables a lot more collaboration. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Collaboration culture is a huge part of everything that we do at the Nifty Castle, but also just where we're at in society. I feel like culture is moving more and more towards this collaborative nature, you know? And so like, this is just like a cool example of, I don't know, I didn't think I'd be ever, you know, collaborating on people's bodies in this.
I know.
You know,
The
like,
world is a crazy place
It is.
though, right?
That was like one of the motivations for putting the NFT up. Like, who's done it? I'm trying to push boundaries. I'm trying to challenge everything that we know.
Such a fucking rock star.
it is, it's innovative. How are you feeling?
Amazing.
You over here crying a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, crying about other things, but you know.
Oh.
Right, yeah, that's
Not
unrelated.
because the pain.
Unrelated.
Not 'cause- She's handling the pain like a boss.
Oh, fuck
Emotions,
yeah.
I don't know. That's another thing.
I think I'm doing well with that too.
We're having girl
Okay,
talk.
good.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I'll leave.
No, you're allowed.
You're allowed. You were there. You were
You
there.
can have girl boy talk.
Yeah, I already have a lot of context. So I think I know enough.
The gist of it is she's gonna be fine now.
Oh,
She's
for
gonna
sure.
be fucking great. You're like a fucking comet, dude. You're just gonna burn through this universe.
Surround yourself with people who want you around, who make you feel good, who share positive energy with you, who want to support you, right? It's like only surround yourself with positivity. Don't waste time with anything else.
That's a freaking vibe, guys. Look at him. And the blood adds like a horrific touch. Look at him go. And he's right under the tombstone. Thank you, Autumn. Thank you so much.
Do you think? I think it's dope. It's exciting. It's the first WitchyGF tattoo too, like that I know of. So having Lola get it is just freaking dope. It's cool. I think it'll be good.
Oh, I'm super happy with it. GF 2022 to life. Another one to the collection.
Do you even know how many tattoos you have?
No, I know. I'm gonna count now, right? But like, does this count as one or are these three?
I lost count at 8. Like I thought I had 8. I think I'm 9.
Oh no, count
That's
them.
3.
Or like
That's 3.
fingers, like 1, 2, 3, 4,
That's
5.
3.
Right.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
Do you take ETH?
Do you take Ethereum, cryptocurrency?
I do have a crypto account, but I don't. It's not active. Okay.
You know, it's an NFT, but does that add value? Like make it mean more? Or does it change what it means? Or
But that's
like,
the question, right? What's up, tribe? My name's Lola Menthol. I'm here with my friend Gifdead. Drew behind the camera. Shout out to him. I just got my second NFT tattoo ever, and it is a WitchyGF tattoo
Yes.
from the Nifty Castle. Yours truly's. I'm super excited. And shout out to Autumn for giving me the tattoo here at the Painted Lady in LA. Another awesome woman artist, just killing it in the game, and that's like the foundation, the basis of the WitchyGF project.
I mean, empowering women artists, that is what it's about, and that's how we got here. I mean, like, it's not just like an NFT project, right? Because WitchyGF is, of course, a project that you are a part of. You're one of the women artists, one of the women leaders on this project, which makes it more meaningful to us and to me that, you know, you're the first one to have a WitchyGF tattoo. But also, like, this started with you doing something really innovative, interesting, bold, I would say, which was you basically auctioned off part of your body via NFT. Like, you said, hey, I'm gonna create this piece of art, but also with this NFT as an unlockable, you get to help me decide and collaborate with me on the next tattoo. Which is, I mean, that's a crazy thing. It currently resides at the Nifty Castle.
And it currently resides at the Nifty Castle. Yeah, I put out there, I don't think I will do it again.
This is a one-of-one.
It's a super duper one-of-one NFT situation because I don't think I'm gonna do this again.
Makes it even more valuable, right?
I'm never doing
like
it.
nobody else is gonna get a one-of-one NFT Lola Menthol that lets you get a tat.
Like, and help me add to the collection. And as you can see, we're collecting NFTs and tattoos here at the Nifty Castle. So.
Yeah. I think it's super dope. We appreciate you a ton. I hope you dig it. I think it's super cool.
I fucking love it.
I know Sketchnate
dude.
loves it. Sketchnate already was like watching the videos and the photos. He's like, oh shit, that's sick. So I mean, you know.
A shout out to Sketchnate, artist behind Deebies and WitchyGF. And I'm super proud to have this. Very proud to be a part of the Nifty Castle, the WitchyGF project, and to just be a part of this community.
Yeah.
So much. I appreciate y'all this much.
It's a deep project. It's got a lot of lore, and these are some of the different like symbols and the symbology of the WitchyGF project, right? And so it's like, you know, whatever it means to you, but also, you know, obviously empowering women artists and being part of this new creative community, this new medium, and, you know, exploring the boundaries of collaboration together.
Yes, exactly.
So, yo, it's fucking cool.
Shout out to all of y'all, homies. Thank you. Peace.
I mean, that was a really special day. That was a really special, you know, thing that we got to go to. Fuck y'all, I can't do this. All right.
That was funny, you guys.
This is all staying in, man. This is so good.
All right. No, like real talk. Like, if you were watching the show, then you would have seen, you know, the sort of initialization, the beginning of this journey, which was Lola earlier this year minting an NFT that basically the unlockable value is that you got to help her decide what her next tattoo was. So we picked that up. Of course, got to support the homie. And so this is kind of full circle. This is, you know, that journey coming to fruition. There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, the first witchy tattoo, Lola Menthol, heckin' amazing. And yeah, it is like, though, a really special sort of collaboration. One of my favorite collaborations that we've done with you. So yeah, props to you, Lola. How does it feel? What is it like getting a tattoo based on this project that you're part of and because of an NFT that you minted?
Oh man, I'm here for life, clearly, apparently. And I see it every day. It's on the forefront of my being. And yeah, super proud to be repping WitchyGF and Nifty Castle. It's been an incredible ride so far, and we're just getting started. So let's heckin' go.
Let's heckin' go. Let's hexin' go. Also, but yeah, I mean, I love that. Thanks for also, you know, the video was dope. Hopefully y'all enjoyed that. You can check it out again. It's on video. We'll also put the links in the description, of course. Share it with your friends, share it with your homies. But, you know, some other things that we've been talking a lot about right now is we are deep into NFT NYC planning mode. Fun Uncle, I know that we're all going to NFT NYC. Fun Uncle, are you going to go to NFT NYC?
Please say yes.
So you're still not. You're still muted. You're still muted.
Shit on my face every time. Oh, come on.
It wouldn't be us right now.
It's a tradition. It's a freaking tradition.
It is a tradition.
You've planted a seed, my friend, is what I was saying. What are the dates? I got to check this out. I'm going to look it up right now.
June 20th. June 20th.
20.
And then that seed, it turned into a bean, and now it has a 4th floor.
And now I'm hungry. 40th floor, Jesus Christ.
I'll be thinking of Mayo.
June 20th to 23rd. Yeah, I'll accept the cookies, whatever. I'm hungry. The seed is deep in my mind grapes, my sir, and we're making a fine wine. You guys are going? You already booked a block of hotels? How many are coming? Whole 30 of you?
Yeah, we got a condo in Chelsea, and we're going to be doing some big stuff. Nifty Castle is going to be there. Deebies is going to be there. WitchyGF is going to be there, and you definitely want to come find us because we're going to be doing some awesome programming, satellite events. That's what we're doing. By the way, we're also curating the ultimate satellite events guide for NFT NYC. So if you or any friends, any communities you know of are going to be doing super dope satellite events during NFT NYC, make sure to let us know so that we can promote that to thousands of our friends, all the NFT fans that we know. That's part of what we're going to be doing too. That link is going to be in the description. You can also find Art Start Now or Nifty Castle on Twitter. And yeah, make sure that you let us know about any events that you're doing at NFT NYC because the satellite events are lit. That's where it's at. I mean,
I'm personally only going to the satellite events. So catch Lola Menthol and the team at all these satellite events.
What's the favorite one? What's the one that, like, can you tease any names of satellite events that you're going to be at that we should look out for? Or are they nameless? Are they pop-ups?
So
we have some, yeah. On the 24th of June, that is a Friday, I'm hosting a release party for my new music in Brooklyn at First Live Studio. So be sure to be there. I'm hosting panels and then transitioning into a music showcase with me and some other friends from LA, New York, and everywhere. So come through.
Be there or be square is what I'm hearing.
The only ones that I know of so far, of course, there's going to be Ape Fest. We're going to be doing that. But Warp Sound, so the Warps, that's another project that we absolutely love. We know, I think on that Thursday, might be the 23rd. Somebody check my math, but June 23rd, I believe, or that Thursday, Warps are going to be doing something. But I also know, again, we're going to be doing a bunch of stuff, Web3 related, Nifty Castle related, Deebies and WitchyGF related. I can't say too much about that yet, but just know that we're looking to have our own space and do a ton of awesome activations throughout the conference. So more to come on that soon. Woah Boy, do you have any?
Yeah, I'm going to go to the halal cart, maybe get a couple hot dogs.
Love it. Yes.
Oh,
I'll meet up at the halal cart.
Be careful, though. You heard that new study about hot dogs, right?
I don't.
You don't want to know about it? Okay, then I won't.
It doesn't apply to New York.
I don't want to ruin it. Right? Yay! Yeah. New York hot dogs are different. Yeah, they're different.
I never want to eat another hot dog because I've seen too much. So yeah. Anyway, on that note, much more to come on NFT NYC, and yeah, look out for the ultimate, officially unofficial satellite events guide for NFT NYC. And yeah, check the link in the description and share any events that you know of so that we can make sure that we are promoting those as well. And with that, I think we got some other NFT news that we're going to be hopping into here. So Woah Boy, if you want to set us up.
Yeah, I mean, we've all got this, guys. We've all got DNA. This artist here, Berlin artist, Alicja, Kwade, tokenized her DNA. Every human being is inherently an NFT, she says. And I think like the composite of our DNA, I think it makes a lot of sense as far as all the trends. Like I know that strands of marijuana have been tokenized. Like there's a lot of things that incorporate DNA that are being like tokenized, and I guess humans are next. Yeah. Does this concern you? Does this intrigue you? What are your initial thoughts, folks, when it comes to this, I guess, statement that Alicja is making? Is it something that makes you uncomfortable, or how do you feel about it?
It's her body, her right to do whatever she wants with it.
Oh, yeah.
Preach.
That's my first
sister.
thought.
Yeah. Topical.
Initial thought.
Very topical.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the way that the headline is positioned feels a little bit pretentious, but that's, of course, this is art news. And so, that's fine. But to the bigger point, I feel like it makes a lot of sense for our genomes, which are organic code, to move onto the blockchain at some point. It's kind of like just another way of, backing up yourself or, immortalizing yourself, that's a natural human, desire. We all want legacy. We're all going to be immortalized in some way through these digital artifacts that we're creating right now as we all stare into cameras and talk into microphones. It just feels like another way to do that at a deeper level. And who knows what that could be used for? Like, I don't think it's like, I don't know why it would be scary or bad. It might actually provide a lot of data that could be used for good, for science. Hopefully nothing nefarious. I can't think off the top of my head what nefarious use case there could be. But yeah, it's like, who knows, maybe all of that data, if we all tokenized our data, our genetics onto the blockchain, that could be used for some other crazy scientific experiments discovered.
Interesting. Yeah, and well, now that I started thinking about it pretty heavy, I started like going into like deeper thought about, maybe, is this too crazy? I started thinking about like donorship and blood type and like just all those other things. And maybe that's a bit too far. Maybe there's systems that are, I guess, substantial enough and like already probably good enough to handle everything as it is, or would something like this, as far as accumulating data and having stuff be public, like regarding information about us and our bodies, does that
yeah. Okay. So I have the
necessary?
negative. I have the negative use case now. So if this data was being used at some point in our like reproductive policy making, decision making, apparatus, maybe you're able to then look at certain traits within, the blockchain and discriminate or try and get rid of certain traits that could be used for good. Like maybe you identify that there's certain genes that are cancer forming or like harmful, and maybe you could use that to somehow, hedge against or limit those genes and like whatever reproductive protocols or tools that we may be using in the far future. But also you could see how if that tool got into the wrong hands, Hitler-esque type of personality, that you might use that to discriminate or target certain people.
Oh dang. It seems like that is pretty dark to think about, but I think that her her sentiment is great, and also I think that this headline in general speaks to like the scope and spectrum of just this NFT space, and what can be interpreted as art, inherently an NFT. The moment that I came out of the moment that I became a human, I'm an NFT. I've got all these traits. I wonder what that metadata looks like for each of us. Like that, that long list on
like
OpenSea.
Ancestry,
What would it be?
DNA test thing, like Ancestry.com,
Yeah.
or look something like
And then which people's NFTs are you going to be buying and selling, and which ones are going to end up on the floor, right? It's like, that's where it gets weird, right? Because so I was reading recently that like one of the rarest combinations of traits in humans is to have red hair and blue eyes. And so it's like, that's going to be one of the rarest potential traits right there. So if you're thinking of everybody as NFTs, which is kind of, I guess, where this is going, then like certain traits are going to be super rare. Certain traits are going to be less rare. Certain traits are going to be devalued. Certain traits are going to be higher valued. So, it gets into body politics in a really weird sort of way too. So I don't know. We're getting purely philosophical. I think it's
a can of
interesting.
worms that we should be opening as humans. Are we playing God now when we do this? Is that?
But that's
happening?
inevitable. Like we can't stop it. We can't really stop it. That's what I feel like. I feel like somebody was going to do it. And yeah, this article strikes me as just kind of oddly pretentious.
It's better to regulate it. Okay, go for it.
What you just described to me has like everything that I felt about like BitClout. I just felt right then and there when you just described like rare traits in humans. So I don't like thinking about people being valued by their like DNA. That's like, come on. That gives me the
Also,
heebie-jeebies.
yeah, and also if you don't know what BitCloud is, then are you a true OG? I mean, I don't make the rules, but I feel like
Such a
right
throwback.
there. It's like, did you mint Super Yetis, and do you know what BitCloud is? Those are like two of the OG tests right there. But anyway, all right, that's a fun article. Thanks for bringing up that one. What else we got, Woah Boy? Let's keep this train chugging right along.
Well. Yeah, no. Just wanted to speak a little bit about now that we're returning. More and more articles and sentiments in the public space are coming out about why NFTs or why not NFTs. What Funnel's showing right now is this thing called it's this Reddit this subreddit called Place, and people were able to collaborate together and create this art. It was like a social experiment almost. And the article mainly speaks about how the focus of NFTs, though there are claims of decentralization and a lot of shared opportunity, it's mostly focused on ownership and obviously revolving around consumerism, and that the energy of people sharing art or being in this together, like the whole WAGMI thing, is mostly is a bit of a facade. I mean, I would say there are 100%, my personal opinion. There are many aspects of the space that are that facade, that sentiment is just pandering for the most part, and people aren't truthfully trying to develop like community or collaborate in a way that's just for the art. It's mainly always like, okay, how much, what money are we going to be getting out of this, because everything is tied to Ethereum or finances in some way, shape, or form. So I guess what is everyone's feeling? Like, it's been 2 weeks? Like we haven't been on here in a while, but what is everyone's feelings about just the NFT space in general as like artists? But then also just what are your overall feelings of the NFT space, and how do you foresee, or what does it feel like to you? What's the energy in the space right now, and what are your opinions of it? And what do we need to change?
I just have to say right now, like all four of us here, Fun Uncle, Lola, Woah Boy, myself, we don't get paid anything to do this. Like, we are doing this purely out of the love, trying to build something, trying to share, collaborate, make something sustainable. There are other values in the space, even if those aren't the ones that get the big headlines and get all the hype and attention online. There is definitely an unhealthy relationship right now between a lot of collectors and, devs and a lot of project teams, where the focus is too heavily on the financial aspects, too heavily on that, and not about building something bigger together, not about creating something awesome and sustainable, or the artistic value of what's being made, not about creating long-term value. It's very much Web 2.0 mentalities, as I like to think of it, right? It's like that quarterly report, right? And it's fair. It makes sense. People just trying to get by. They may not have the luxury of investing in projects for the long term, but that's not all the space is, and that's not all the space can be. So like, when I read that line right there that says, with a focus entirely on commercialism, NFTs are the most boring form of digital art being developed, I'm just like, man, that is so reductive. It is such a myopic view of what the space is. And again, like, I always feel like people who are writing this type of content actually have very experience, if any at all, within the community, within, collaborating, working with artists, seeing what else is out there besides just the big hype and the headlines and the things that get all the mainstream media attention. I get it. if you're just looking at the mainstream media attention and you're just looking at numbers, millions of dollars over here, scammers over here, if you're just focused on all that and you're not actually digging in and investing yourself in any of the communities or trying to actually build in this space, then yeah, I can see how you would make the mistake of just assuming that's all it is. But I think there's a lot more to it.
Well, the other crime here is that like the stuff that makes money and the NFTs that are made for profit are the only ones that make the news. Like think about the thousands of artists out there who are doing it for the love of the game, don't necessarily get hundreds of articles written about them. And so I think that's just the disproportionate crime of this article. Another injustice in today's world, right? Where, like us, there's new news articles being written about us because millions of dollars aren't being exchanged here. And I don't think we necessarily would want that because it would corrupt the vibe. We got a good thing going here, and money, more money, more problems, right?
Yeah.
Everything as it comes. But the other part of it is like there is actually a lot of potential social good that is being done in the space on an individual and community level, right? So it's like, again, you might not want to take the time to zoom in on the individuals to get those, like how many artists and community members and communities around the world, because this is a global movement, have had their lives meaningfully impacted or changed already from participating in NFTs and in crypto and in blockchain, right? Because I would bet you that there's easily in the hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people already just in the last couple of years that have had their lives positively and meaningfully impacted, right? And so it's like, yes, a lot of that comes down to finance.
I'm definitely one of those people that has been positively impacted by NFTs and the community and just being a part of it for a little over a year now. And I've got to say, like, the people in my life are completely different than the people who were in my life before NFTs, and in like the best ways possible. So there's definitely a lot of social good on an individual level that has come from this.
I also think that, and Fun Uncle touched on this, and he touched on it for like how the media coverage will focus and zoom in on the disproportion, like it's the success of the rich getting richer. But even when there is a win, when there is a win about like someone does win, the headline is always focused on the money. Like and there's no digging into the artistic like background of any of these people. It's always just so focused on how much money they made and like and it may have their background like a little bit like where they came from, this and that, but there's no it's not about talking to this person as an artist. It's talking about them as a person that made this money from making art. It's never about just like art itself, and that's what frustrates me.
Yeah,
That's why
I don't.
we're now to talk about the art and the people and the background and the stories.
Absolutely. But yeah, I always also just get the feeling like when because I've read quite a few of these articles now that are just kind of flooding Web3 or NFTs generally. It seems like they like so many of these people still don't really understand what is the actual value of blockchain technology and art coming together. Like they don't get like what is the actual paradigm shift? Why does a piece of art, a random digital JPEG or ping, why does it hold value by nature of living on the blockchain, right? It's like they don't seem to understand that. They don't seem to understand or account for like that there is actually a real sense of ownership that is now possible, it's never been possible in this way. And all the things that come with that, right? So things like royalties, but provenance, all these types of things that are now more safe, easily, it's transparent, it's global, it's easily tracked, it can't be forged, it's immutable, like all of the things that actually underwrite the value and make this a valuable new technology, a new paradigm. I don't get the sense that people that write this stuff actually understand why even if there is still economic disparity, and even if a lot of the value is still going to a small percentage of people, it's still a drastic difference or a paradigm shift from where we've been because of that ownership, right? Because of the blockchain, because of what that enables and how it is actually redistributing quite a bit of wealth in a meaningful, long-lasting way. So yeah, I don't know.
Can
That's
I
my
ask a question to you guys. You know, we're starting to broach it a little bit here, but like, whenever you found out about NFTs, what was the catalyst that drew you to it? You know, a lot of you quit your full-time jobs. I think all of you quit your full-time jobs, right, to pursue this. And now it is your full-time source of revenue. Most of your friends and interactions are through NFTs. Like, we see the benefit now, but what was that piece of information, you know, that drew you to it originally?
Ladies first.
Ooh, I like that.
I mean, if someone else has an answer right now, I'm still like pondering.
I got
what-
answered. Go
Yeah.
ahead, Woah Boy.
Okay, Damien, me. Woah Boy, that's my name. Yeah, just dox myself, baby. But that's the beauty, is that we're transparent here, and it's been like that for a very long time. But anywho, why NFTs? Because of the fact that it was an opportunity and we did our research going into it first. It was like intriguing, and the idea that there was I'd seen people's art be like reappropriated on digital platforms like Instagram and where have you. Like, no one's getting accredited for their work on all these like digital platforms, and now I saw it as an opportunity for digital artwork to have more value, but then also like that you could point to it as like something that that could be like verified and on the blockchain. And I thought that was super interesting. But also, as an artist myself, I was like, this could be a moment for so many people to potentially like make a living doing the thing they love. And it's not as, you don't have to make those huge sales. It's like people are grinding every day. They'll make a sale here or there, and that's like enough for them to make it through as an artist. Like, people are paying their rent every day with this technology. Like, they don't understand that because they're not paying. A lot of these people aren't paying attention to the small sales that are happening, or like the grinding that people are doing on Twitter, or the small communities that they're creating. Those small communities, there's a ton of them out there, and I want to get to know some of these other silos that I haven't been introduced to, and I'm sure there's so many communities that I would love to be a part of, but you can't be a part of everything, especially because Discord has the like 200 server limit, so you have to delete servers in order to be a part of it. But yeah, no, that's what attracted me to it, is the opportunity to put our foot forward as artists and potentially make a living like here. That's all. That was my intrigue.
Well, now you go.
Yeah. So what drew me was the community. I got into NFTs because I was originally trying to learn more about animation and the industry, and trying to learn as much as possible and connect with traditional and corporate artists. So people who are animating and designing for like Disney, Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, and what have you. And they were talking like a lot of smack about this thing called NFTs in these clubhouse rooms. And I was really curious. I was like, what are NFTs and why are you guys so mad at them? So I found myself in crypto and NFT rooms instead. And I just stayed there because the people were great. The conversations were great. I was learning so much, and I was looking back on the animation rooms and I was like, you guys are bugging, because at some point you're probably going to have to be making NFTs for the corporations that you work for, and you're going to wish that you had made them for yourself. So I just hung out in the NFT community up until this point, and now it's great. And then I found the opportunity to support myself making the art that I love to make.
Yeah, and for me, it's like multiple layers to it. So on the sort of like macro altruistic whatever level, it's just the innovation and growth potential that's in the space, to and the potential to actually like make large change and systemic change and massive impacts at a global scale. So to unpack that, what I mean is that when I started to understand that NFT technology and blockchain provided a new tool for artists to manufacture and distribute their works and basically act like their own studios and collect royalties on them and create generational wealth. Like when I understood what that technology did for creatives and artists around the world, and then being one myself for my whole life and interacting with them my whole life, understanding that those people are largely, empathetic, thoughtful, intelligent, creative people, and that they care very deeply, again, generally speaking, about their communities around the world. I just think, okay, if we can redistribute wealth to all of these creatives and artists around the world and create new generational wealth within these communities, what could that do for the world? How many issues could that solve? What kind of systemic change or good could that do? So that at a high level got me just like super interested in like, wow, this is a real paradigm shift. And like, I want to be part of that. And then obviously on the micro, more selfish level, it was about self-actualization and growth, because everything Woah Boy said about being an artist, not necessarily feeling like I ever had the avenues or the abilities to support the kind of lifestyle that I wanted as a creative or an artist without going to work for a corporation, and then seeing like, oh, wow, this could be a way for me to dive in and build that creative network, be part of this creative community and this creative movement, this neo renaissance, this digital renaissance. And yeah, now I don't work a regular 9 to 5. Now it is my full-time job, building our own brands, building our own things. So yeah.
And this is art start now. This is art start now, folks. Like this is where we get to learn. Yeah, we got deep, and but we get to learn, and this is one of the other things that I really love is the fact that I get to dig into and learn how many talented people there are out there. Like every day, there's a new artist that I'm introduced to, and I might not understand how you do what you do, but I'm passionate about a lot of things in my life, and there's a lot of stuff that I enjoy, passionate about, and that's relative, and I see it, and it is rewarding, it's inspiring, and that happens every day, and that's rewarding in and of itself, and that's what excites me about this show too, is that we get to talk to those people all the time. So
if you guys are interested in getting a little deeper here, get your shovels out, guys, because I have another question for you that's just popping into my mind grapes as we go. Is what is the promising thing on the horizon that excites you the most in the NFT space? Is it NFTs being this gateway to Web3, or is it this continued exponential growth that we're still just getting started? I think it's like, what, 3% of world penetration or something like that? Like we're so early on in the space. What is it that excites you most about NFTs?
So I can say real quickly, there's so many things we could make a whole other episode about this, right? Because I could talk for literally hours about this shit.
Prove it.
But one thing is that I've been hitting up my parents. I've been talking to my dad, trying to get him into crypto for the last two or 3 years, right? My mom, I've been telling her, because my mom works in like grant writing and fundraising for charities and nonprofits. I've been explaining to her that there's a ton of potential and opportunity to use NFTs and blockchain to fundraise and to help, with charities and nonprofits. And I'm very excited that, like for instance, Kindred Hearts, that's a really good project that some friends of ours are doing that's very focused on charity, charitable giving. There's projects like that. There's, new frameworks that are coming up for charities and nonprofits, but also specifically just this week, my mom likes to send me like magazine and newspaper clippings in the mail that she thinks I'll like, that she's read. She just sent me one that the headline is basically, some local, nonprofit charity is using crypto and using NFTs to raise a bunch of money. And she's all excited now that it's finally like she's getting it. She sees the potential now. And so, to start to see that, my mom getting excited about like NFTs and blockchain doing, good and social impact, that's exciting.
Man.
I love that. And I love that she does that with you. It's amazing.
Oh,
Mama GIF.
I think continued innovation and also seeing a lot of what is being developed currently come to fruition. I mean, examples like Loot Project, where they created something. They have the building blocks from the very foundation of like data that will be incorporated to develop like a game, and there's so many different arms of it of people that are working on in a decentralized manner, like creating like a video game, and these were people that likely had no idea who each other were, and they were all brought together from the space, and there's no like single owner. The person that made it, they gave the community the keys to it and left. And like it's just the technology, like these metaverses and how they may develop in the future to be I'm excited to see everything come to fruition, because it definitely is like slow moving as far as like because in the web 2 space, people are playing, I'm a gamer, people are playing video games that are like production wise, they're up here, and I just want to see that level out. Like what does it look like when you do have a metaverse that you could walk through, and then you could hover over something with your mouse, and all of this stuff is artwork or just things that have been created by artists, so you could potentially buy it. And the stuff that my friends are wearing, like all of it is stuff that's been purchased, and I have information for it just like at the click, like super quickly. I could just travel to a marketplace and see like where someone purchased it from. That's crazy. You can't even do that in real life, but you can do that like with digital goods, and that's really cool to think about.
So you're excited about Ready Player One. All right.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Lola, did you have anything to add?
Yeah, I'm excited about the collaborations that we've yet to see and the bridging of different mediums. And like we were saying with the tattoo thing, like NFTs have really built that bridge for collaborating on so many different levels and bringing together all different kinds of mediums and crafts and different kinds of artists. So I'm excited to see like how far humanity takes the artistic collaboration.
Yeah, and actually, so that like that brings me back to that earlier article, like really quickly, because again, whenever these people write these articles that are just like, oh, NFTs are just commercial, or they're just like Beanie Babies, or they're just like whatever sort of myopic, reductive, argument that people might write about, it's always really just missing the much deeper point. And that's that NFTs are an on-ramp into digital assets and blockchain technology and DeFi, which is actually like moving us out of a broken system and into a more equitable system. So like just by nature of people participating in that system, they're starting to learn how to be bankless, trustless, decentralized, how to get out of the broken systems that are running everything, like our current financial infrastructure, and be their own banks, right? So it's just like you're just kind of missing that whole bigger point that like we're all participating in this paradigm shift by making NFTs, by selling NFTs, by whatever you want. It doesn't matter if you're just focused on flipping and making money right now. You're still actually influencing and participating in this greater movement to move into the blockchain, move into the metaverse, and hopefully at least in part move away from existing infrastructure that doesn't serve greater good.
Yeah, no, that's another question I have is like, what is the toxic patriarchy that we must shred down, brick by brick? What is that entity that we should, that NFTs is going to eventually replace in the future?
Right. Well, it's like a lot of that is the web 2, the existing systems that have created the inequality that we have right now, right? So like our current banking systems for one, our current government for one. I mean, like it's like you can see a direct parallel from how we go from like NFTs and crypto and blockchain to voting using the blockchain, right? It's like if you get one thing and you're using one thing every day, it makes total sense on why you wouldn't just use an NFT or some kind of blockchain technology to vote. to use a trustless, transparent system that is peer-to-peer, super easy, and can be on any digital device around the world. Why would we not use that instead of this broken, chaotic system that we have, which both sides don't like, right? Republicans are so sure that it has fraud, even though they're the ones that are committing fraud. And I don't want to go into politics, but clearly we have a serious issue with our voting system. Why wouldn't we just move to that? The more people that are participating in blockchain, the easier it gets for us to just make that natural transition. Just say, all right, we're now voting using blockchain technology. So that's the point that I'm trying to make, is that there's a lot of systems right now that are not optimized, that are not working for the people. They're only serving that top percentage of the population. And even though, yes, you will still have some of that in Web3, you can't get away from that entirely. It does still move us into a more equitable paradigm that does help redistribute wealth and create generational wealth for many more people, for many creators and artists, and anybody else that wants to participate in it. So
he said it.
Wow.
Yeah, this got really deep,
Wow.
y'all. I didn't
Wow.
know we were going to go
No, I
down
love it.
this road.
And you know what?
Yeah.
We had no
That's a
idea.
great episode in the can, you guys. Like, let's put a bow on this one and serve it up to the
That
world.
was that
They
felt
need
like
to hear it.
That
you
felt
know?
like two or three episodes right there. We're going to chop that into 5-minute increments.
TikToks, right?
Oh, yeah.
No, thank you, Fun Uncle, for being our guide and our bus driver as always. So,
Hey, thank you
man.
so much.
Much
And
gratitude.
keep your eyes out for all the amazing things that are happening in LADZ City. And check out my new episode of Fun Uncle tomorrow on Sunday. I'm bringing more hot cakes. I'm serving them up fresh. You're going to want to check that out. But I'm so glad to get the band back together. It is like riding a bike with you guys, you know? Yeah,
Heck
yeah.
yeah, man.
Woah Boy's on the drums. Who's slapping the bass? Lola?
Oh no, that's fine.
Yeah, yeah. Oh. And I'm just hitting the tambourine back here.
All right, y'all. This has been
Bye,
another
guys.
episode of Art Start Now. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Art start now. We're gonna make it just for you.